Good morning, everyone. This is Saturday, the 16th day of May 2026. It is in the news that Donald Trump ordered the killing of the deputy ISIS commander globally, who was hiding in Nigeria. Now, before we go into the details of the video, let us see this video I published on March 9, 2026. March 9, 2026. The video now have 55,519 views. Then, look at the title and go and listen to the video. The title is Unclassified. Israel may strike Nigeria as ISIS, Hamas leaders plan trip from Doha in Qatar to Kano State in Nigeria. So in this video, I explain in a clear terms how these terrorists who were in Qatar, because of the fear that Israel may strike Qatar, because Israel have done it before. Israel struck 6 countries, including Tunisia, Doha, and other part of Yemen, all these countries, where the ISIS and Hamas terrorists were residing. And Israel did this in 72 hours. I explained all these things in that video. I said, these people are planning trip from Doha to Kano State. That was on March 9, 2026. And I said in that video that if they arrived Nigeria, that if Israel could strike Tunisia, that Tunisia is just few kilometers or miles away from Nigeria. So they could also strike all these targets in Nigeria. But little did I know that US have another plan, that US will do the job by themselves, not Israel. So this morning, I saw this posted by Donald J. Trump from Truth Social, and it reads, tonight, at my direction, I want you to pay attention to what he wrote, at my direction, brave American forces and the armed forces of Nigeria flawlessly executed a meticulously planned and very complex mission to eliminate the most active terrorists in the world from the battlefield. Abu-Bilal al-Minuki, second in command of ISIS globally, thought he could hide in Africa, but little did he know we had sources who kept us informed on what he was doing. He will no longer terrorize the people of Africa or help plan operations to target Americans. With his removal, ISIS global operation is greatly diminished. Thank you to the government of Nigeria for your partnership on this operation. God bless America, President Donald J. Trump. Then, my question is this. This man did not come alone. If you listen to that video I published in March, explaining their trip from Doha to Kano State, Nigeria. I know that Kano is not their final destination. They must have been residing elsewhere, moving around, coordinating at time, planning the future event of total Islamization of Nigeria. So, he did not enter Nigeria alone. So, where are the other terrorists? Eliminating Mr. Abu does not end the ISIS operation in Nigeria. Yeah. Eliminating him cannot end the ISIS and Hamas operation in Nigeria. Don't forget that I also published a video explaining Al-Aqsa flood operation initiated by Hamas in Nigeria. And this operation have been driven to schools. You can see school children marching, chanting Hamas song, putting on Hamas beret, writing Al-Aqsa flood operation at their back. The Al-Aqsa flood operation, as it sounds, it's an operation, you know, where flood will come and wipe away things. So it's an operation of wiping away infidels or other opposite religion or ideologies that stands on their way. That is Al-Aqsa flood. Hamas launched the operation in Nigeria. So what I'm saying is that it is a good thing that a terrorist is being eliminated. But who coordinated this trip? Who welcomed them to Nigeria? Who is harboring them? Who is giving them, like, no matter how many terrorists you kill, the people in government who are aiding these people, if you are unable to do anything about them, it will become a waste of time. I'm not trying to say that, oh, killing this man is wrong. No, don't get it twisted. But what I'm trying to say is that getting him killed, there were about 17 people who entered Nigeria. 17 of them. So where are the rest? Yes. Where are the rest? So killing this man alone does not stop anything. It doesn't. So Donald J. Trump should not celebrate it. You may not understand. He should not celebrate it because greater danger is there. Greater danger is there. You know, I know how these people operate. I know their modus operandi. Like they kill their leader now. They will intensify attack now. Yes. I know how they operate. They will intensify attacks. See, these people are in Nigeria because there are so many millions of people, civilians and people in government who are in partnership with these people to Islamize Nigeria. Know the mission of ISIS, right? For ISIS global deputy leader to be in Nigeria, you must be understanding what I've been telling you since. The mission is to Islamize Nigeria. All this radical something. The other day, Sultan of Sokoto was saying that it is not the intention of Muslims in Nigeria to Islamize Nigeria. That was a political statement, and for me, it is a takia. You know why I say so? In the year 2000, after Sharia crisis, you know, when they succeeded in putting Sharia in the Nigerian constitution, a British journalist from BBC, to be precise, came to interview Sani Yerima, two-time senator and former governor of Zamfara State, because he was the one championing the cause of Sharia in Nigeria to, you know, be embedded into the constitution, and he succeeded. So they were asking him, what is your mission about Sharia in Nigeria? He said that, for him, Sharia is everything about Islam. That their plan is that in the future, as a president, you will lead according to the dictates of Sharia. As a governor, you're supposed to lead according to the dictates of Sharia. And he went on to say that it is they asked him another question. Where will this mission stop? Do you want Nigeria to turn to Islamic State? He said, it is the ambition of the whole Muslim in Nigeria to make Nigeria an Islamic State. But guess what? I don't think it is ambition of Africa traditional believers, the Jews, the Christians, to make Nigeria to become their own particular religion. No, I don't think it is the ambition of them. However, if you actually want to convert someone or someone want to convert to your religion, there is no problem about that. It's an ideology, something. But when you now use force, gun, that is where the problem is. So these people use force, use gun, because in Nigeria, people don't have gun. We don't have Second Amendment like that of America. We don't have, free access to just acquire weapons. You must join a security group outfit like Vigilante, National Hunters, Forest Guards, before you could even buy pump action, the maximum gun that you can buy. Even though the NSA, no Ribadu, is now arming the Fulani people with AK-47, because military arrested and they said no Ribadu gave them the AK-47, which is contrary to the constitution. Nobody will talk, because all these things are part of the agenda. Now, what I'm trying to say is that, in summary, Donald J. Trump should understand this better than anyone, because he, right from time, have been fighting terror. He have been fighting terror right from time. Unlike the democratic regime in America, who sometimes even aid all these terrorists. Obama did that. What is it called? Joe Biden was literally doing that. I don't know about so many past histories of America, but the one I know is the one I'm talking about. But this is Donald J. Trump. And the Republican ideology in America is to fight terrorism to the roots. Not fighting with one hand, aiding them with another hand, for the reason best known to them. So, this man have been killed. Very good. I clap for them. But they should know that killing this man is of no use if the people who masterminded his coming to Nigeria is not apprehended. Now, to wrap this video up, I made a video some weeks ago. I was saying that who made the call? People don't know why I come out to ask some necessary question. The reason I'm doing that is because you people don't know who is coordinating the activities of terrorism in Nigeria. They are in the government. They are your politicians. You are still campaigning for them. You are still campaigning for them. Then you will ask yourself, how can a politician who wants to rule Nigeria, who is sending soldiers to fight, who is doing this, how can he also sponsor terrorism? This is because they know that soldiers fighting is not the solution. We not stop the expansion of all these people. We not stop the conquering of Nigeria. Soldiers fighting will not stop every agenda they have. When I listened to Kunle Olaomi, who served in the Nigeria Intelligence Agency and also Defense Intelligence Agency, he was a Navy officer. So he explained everything. He said the only solution to stopping all this mess is if you go straight to the sponsors of these people. And you can't do that because they are in Aso Rock. They are in government houses. This is a man who led the operation to stop all these activities of ISIS and Boko Haram in Nigeria. He arrested close to 400 and something people. And he have the names of senator, governors, and people in Aso Rock. Definitely the president then. He made this statement on Channels Television, in national television. He said, this is where we stop because we have to arrest all these people. And you can't. They have immunity. And they appointed you so they can remove you. So you people should understand the level or the kind of war that you people are fighting. You should understand that so clearly. Because if you like, come and kill all their, be killing their leaders until you hit, you press that red button. You must press that red button to shake up the Nigerian government, shake up people in the government who are doing all this insecurity. And when you do that, you are going to hear an echo from many parts of Nigeria. Divide Nigeria. We don't want Nigeria again. You will hear echoes from every part of Nigeria. Anytime these people in government will be shaken, anytime you will arrest them, anytime they will be touched, all these people sponsoring insecurity, anytime they will arrest them, you will see the echo that will come from many people for them to divide Nigeria. You will see that this pseudo unity they talk about Nigeria is not because they actually want Nigeria to be one. No, they actually want Nigeria for their sole purpose. The extremists, the Boko Haram, ISWAP, they want, in fact, I am not saying this by my own making. You can go and read their handbook. ISIS, ISWAP, Boko Haram, Al-Qaeda, Mahmuda, Nakurawa, Wundo, Fulani Militia, to mention but few. They have one mission. I read all their mission statements. Forget about the lies they tell you. Go and read their mission statement. Or if I go and Google it, or use AI. If you don't have it, use AI to read it. Their mission is to overthrow Nigeria government and turn Nigeria into Islamic State, which will be governed by Sharia law. Finish, full stop. This is their agenda. This is their mission. So any other thing anybody is telling you, they are just wasting their time. So someone who have this ideology to overthrow the government, that is a coup, and impose an Islamic State governed by Sharia, you capture this person and you rehabilitate, you say you rehabilitate the person with the same Quran that these people are reading, and you put him back to the society. You are part of the agenda. Anybody rehabilitating the terrorists is part of the agenda. That is not rehabilitation. That is reintegration. You can't rehabilitate an ideology that is religious unless the person got conversion. There's a difference between rehabilitation and conversion. The person is still in the same religion that made him extreme. He was reading the same Quran in 6 months. You saw him out into the society with the same Quran, and he still go about saying the same thing. Like, what change? Why are we deceiving ourselves? Anyway, it is what it is. I am Okochapi myself.
When I'm talking about Islamization agenda, you think you know better than me. You think most of us have been shouting and talking and trying to sensitize Nigerians about the Islamization agenda of these Fulani jihadists. You think you know better. And some of you in the West, from the Yoruba land, are so foolish that you think the people from the North, the jihadists, because they call Allah Akbar, you think you are the same. No. So I'm tired of the folly of Nigerians. Our foolishness knows no bound. Your foolishness knows no bound. That when we should rise up and speak with one, as one, with one voice, you think it's between Christian Muslim, and you play politics and you play ethnic cards with it. You all are foolish. I'm telling you. You think you know better. Between today is Thursday, between Monday and today, over 300 people have been annihilated, have been unalived in Nigeria, and nobody has done anything reasonable about it. You think you know better? When I tell you of Islamization agenda, you think you know better than me, isn't it? You all are foolish. Fulanis went to Woro village in Kwara State, which most of the people actually are Muslims. But because they have been preaching, they were preaching to them to accept Sharia as a governing law against the Nigerian constitution. Sharia as a governing law against the Nigerian constitution. And the people rejected. And the people said no, they would rather stick to the Nigerian constitution and be governed by the Nigerian constitution instead of Sharia. And even though most of these people are even Muslims, they executed, they did not just unalive them, They tie their hands behind their back in Woro village, tie their hands behind their backs. What you do to criminals, they tie their hands behind their backs and executed them. Over 200 of them. Oh, of course, the media say 170. If media tell you 170, I've always told you, divide that number by 2, they add what on top of it. So there are over 200 and something people that were executed because they refused Sharia law. And I told you the other time in my video when I was explaining the pattern of Islamization, when I was explaining the sequence, the stages of Islamization. Number 1 is that they're moving. They're either moving by migration or they're moving by invasion. Number 2, they occupy government positions. And when they begin to occupy government positions, they begin to vow for, different stuff like that. Number 3, they begin to multiply. And when they multiply to a certain number, then number 4, they implement Sharia. And the moment you accept Sharia, then jihad will happen. And Nigeria presently, 12 states are practicing Sharia. 12 states. And if you think those people carrying these atrocities are carrying those guns at the moment, you are wasting your time, because the people that are backing them up are the 2 people that are up high there. They are religious leaders, the oligarchs in the north, the politicians, most of them in the military that are backing them up. They will not come out, but they are supporting it. They want to turn Nigeria to a Turkey. They want to turn Nigeria to a Lebanon. They want to turn Nigeria to a Jordan. They want to turn Nigeria to an Egypt. And we keep shouting this thing every day. Wow, over 200 people executed like that, and we are going about our businesses as proper people with no consequence whatsoever. You think you know better than me, isn't it? I keep talking of Islamization agenda, but you think I'm foolish, not knowing that you are the one that is foolish. For the Yoruba people, I warn you again, be careful. See, I've told you before, in that video I told you, I said the Igbo land will be the most difficult. But what they're going to use in the Igbo land is money, because they understand, see, the devil will always tempt you with what you like most. They know the Igbo people like money. And you'll find that their allergies will begin to woo their people, they'll begin to marry their daughters with money, they'll begin to settle their sons with money, and because of that, Islam will enter. But it will take a long time. So what they do is, they start conquering from the north, and then when they spread to the west, because it will be easy to spread into the west than to the southeast. And then from the west now, they'll conquer. Now you see, the activity in Kwara is very, is very evident now. The activity in Kwara is evident. Their activities in Kwara is effective. Guess where they are going next? No. You think it's Igbo land or it's South? No, they are entering your state. And they're already in the forest of Oyo. Presently, as I'm telling you, information reach me, they're already in the forest of Oyo. They'll spread to Ogun. And from there, you think you're in Lagos State and you cannot be touched. No. You think you're in Lagos State, you cannot be touched. I tell you, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. You see the speed as they are moving. It is just a matter of time. It is just a matter of time. I want to tell you, look for how to defend yourself. These people are relentless. These jihadists are relentless. I call on President Tinubu, better do. You see, the re-election thing is just on your mind. The politicians they don't have your time. They don't care about you. Let 500 be killed today, they don't care. They'll go about their campaign. To them, it's about party. To them, it's about party. And we have idiots, useless men in this government that would rather come and, instead of sympathize with the people or profess solution or aggressively attack these people, they would rather come out and banter Peter Obi or banter one party or the other. I'm telling you, if you don't stand and defend yourself and genuinely and vehemently resist Sharia in the West, your situation will be what is happening in the North. You think you know better, isn't it? When we keep shouting, you are playing tribal cards. You think it's because we're against Tinubu, we keep talking. And every time we bring up facts, you turn into tribal cards. You think it's about tribalism. You think it's about, because we are speaking against Tinubu, you are very foolish. You will still come under the street and attack me, but no problem. I want to call on the Nigerian military. As much as I know many of you are compromised, I want to call on the Nigerian government. Do not allow the Fulanis, a minority tribe that is causing mayhem, a minority tribe, an infinitesimal amount of people that can be silenced once. We can't allow them to get dominant, to get ground. I told you of Islamization agenda, you think I'm playing. No problem. If Sharia is not abolished intentionally in Nigeria, I am telling you, 20 years from today, we are not ending this problem. If Sharia is not abolished in Nigeria, 20 years from today, this challenge is not ending. We have become a people that is totally a people of no relevance. We have become a mockery to the international communities. Look, I'm talking now, they took the light. For 60-something years, power supplies cannot be constant in Nigeria. Causing chaos, causing anarchy in Nigeria. The Islamists, these Fulanis. I've talked about that you should hold Sultan accountable for a lot of this thing, you did not hear me. I've spoken that you should hold Gumi accountable for most of this thing, you did not hear me. No problem. We're here. I want to all I'll keep telling you that the church must rise up to begin to defend itself. Because you see, if they can do that to a community that are even with Muslims, simply because they rejected Sharia, how do you think it will be for Christian communities? If we don't rise up and begin to initiate the Crusader program gradually at this time, to begin to raise people, security networks for the church that will defend Christians in the Christian communities. If you think this is ending anytime soon, you are wasting your time. Oh, this what we are going to Nigeria is not ending anytime soon. It's not ending anytime soon until you meet their nonsense, their stupidity with a higher level of violence. until you meet their violence with a higher level of violence before they run away. They will never stop as much as we keep negotiating. We still have about how many over 100 people that were kidnapped from the church. They are still there. Entering to the church with such audacity and kidnap people that are still there. If you think this is entering anytime, so you're wasting your time. If we don't rise and begin to meet their nonsense, their foolishness with a higher level of violence, 20 years from today, 30 years from today, we are not ending this. And I've told you, Nigeria will never be Islamized. We will rather divide. After all, I've said it over and over. This marriage, this entity called Nigeria is a scam. We have been deceiving ourselves for too long. Nobody wants to say. Even though many of us know, nobody wants to say it is a scam. If we don't rise up, these guys are not relenting. They will continue to labor to ensure that they bring Nigeria to a Turkey or to a Lebanon state, and we will not permit that. We will rather divide. The church must rise up at this time. All those nonsensical compromises are trying to be diplomatic. These people are not diplomatic with you. You are the one that want to be diplomatic. Oh yeah, now, no problem. We will keep speaking. What we will not do again is to be silent.